From Puebla, it's Austin, Texas. This is Stacker.News Live.
3 years?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Stacker.News Live with my BFFs, Brandon and Keyan. How you doing, Brandon? Welcome to the crazy show called SNL.
How's it going?
You should come closer. Come closer.
Come closer. Let me scoot in.
Yeah, we're gonna
all friends here.
We're all friends.
There we go. Cheers.
Cheers. Sorry, Keyan.
He's not drinking. It's okay. This is great.
Bitcoin Pleb Dev bought us some
being in the
McConaughey
middle.
just before the show.
The McConaughey's.
Oh, that's good. Cool, Brandon. How was your week?
It was outstanding. You know, anytime I get to come down here and finish off the week with you guys, it's a good week, man. So
awesome.
Excited to be here. Stacker.News Live, man. There we go.
I love it.
Big time show here. Here we go.
Oh yeah, I think we have three subscribers now. Car, how many?
It's getting
Maybe
pretty big,
4.
man.
Maybe
I mean,
4.
we're not
Guys-
Green Candle big yet.
You guys got some dedicated fans, man.
I mean, they are dedicated. They all hate me, but they love Keyan though, so that's good.
No, I think they hate both of us. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
They just hate watch.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
they
try
do.
to make the podcast as bad as possible, and we got a lot of people.
People still watch it.
Yeah.
who might like us, but then the people who hate us, they stick around.
Yeah, the
There
people
we
that
go.
hate us definitely watch it, and they hate watch it, which is cool. I love them though. Call me.
We need them. We'll eventually serve them ads and get them back. So that's the plan.
They just want to see how crazy we can get. That's what it is. Keyan, how was your week? Well, I retweet all this
I
stuff.
think it was pretty good. I don't think anything happened that I remember. Yeah, it was pretty normal. I went to dinner last night. I had a fancy cheeseburger.
Whoa.
I had a blueberry and whipped lard with bread. That was pretty good.
What is it?
Whip lard. Isn't lard just like slang for, what comes out the rear end or what?
No, lard. Well, it could. I mean, it could be. I don't.
Yeah.
If you're asking me if I know for certain what it is, no, I don't. But I do. I'm pretty sure that lard means it's like the fat of a pig.
Ah, okay. But
Yeah.
it's blueberry. That sounds interesting.
It was tasty. It was like you can imagine blueberry mixed with butter, but it was mixed with lard. And that was like an appetizer thing. So it shows you how
Interesting.
kind of weird the menu was, or interesting the menu was. This place said only local stuff, and then we ordered like a local natural wine, which was also interesting. I don't think I've had a natural wine before, but that was it. That was my fun. That was my
You're fun in the
Sounds a
sun.
lot of fun.
one day of the month I go out. So.
Yeah, I just been catching up, man. It's like South by. I finally caught up with all my work on Thursday, and I still have like more work to do. But yeah, I'm gonna take the weekend off this weekend though. I'm just ready to
What do you do when you take the weekend off?
just hang out with family.
Just give us like a little
Just hang out with family.
script. Okay, you hang out with family.
But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to just having a day off. It's gonna be good. We have a lot to cover today, by the way, stackers. It's been a crazy week. If you haven't been paying attention in Bitcoin or in the AI space, but let me look, stacker, and boom, show up, baby, every time.
Yeah, if you type the complete word
just
out,
you
that
just gotta type in
autocompletes to
stacker
it.
in.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you've never seen this crazy show, it's called Stacker News Live. We cover the top 3 stories on Bitcoin every week on Stacker.News, the front page of Bitcoin. I'm going to keep saying that, even though Coob doesn't like it. Last week's most popular video, believe it or not, was this one, dude, the Peter Thiel one. People were, look, 404. It started blowing up like a day ago, but
Wait, scroll up here for a second. I thought, did I
What
see
happened?
14K views?
No.
Over there? What? Dang.
has it
look
gotten
at you
14K
guys.
views?
Yeah.
Stupid.
5 months ago.
That's
That's a
Damn.
stupid video, though, dude. Like, I don't know why people keep commenting on it.
We were at TabConf, and we completely
was-
misinterpreted an article that we covered, and we got everything wrong about what's going on with graphene.
Yeah.
And that's,
We got the
that's our
TabConf.
most popular video,
Yeah,
though.
man, look at
Yeah,
that.
you can see, like, this
So
one
people
here.
were
All right, the next
telling
one I
you,
wanted.
hey, Car and Keyan
You
were
guys are
wrong about this.
idiots.
See,
They were
there it
like,
goes
these
right
guys
there.
are dumb. That's
Yeah,
just like
we had
most of
we had
them.
the Topher push and then the TabConf push on that one, so
Look at
that's
that.
probably why it blew up. We also have the hats in the front. We should do that every episode, I think.
We're not going to do that.
It's a good
Let's
thing.
not
I
do
mean,
that. We're gonna put it
literally,
on
that
the
was a good
chapter.
thing that Scoresby put all those hats right there, because had we not, we wouldn't. I mean, 14,000.
14,000 views, man.
Yeah,
That's
who
nothing
knows
that's
what
nothing to
caused it.
scoff at. That's a good video right there.
It's also, too, I wasn't talking. Look, I gave the mic away. So maybe if I do less talking, that'll probably help. Anyway, so just wanted to share, like, the Antichrist video by Peter Thiel. Dude, look at that. No one's talking about it. We got comments we got to respond to in those, by the way.
Oh, that's right. I'm the guy.
There's a lot of comments in there. It's wild.
I saw some of them. I didn't
If
know
you're
what
if
to
you're a
say to
stacker,
them.
you probably shouldn't watch that clip.
Why?
Actually, you should probably unsubscribe.
Yes, as we say, unsubscribe.
Yeah.
I think we got some unsubscribers this summer.
They keep subscribing
they were at
back.
640
so
last
what they're
week.
doing is unsubscribing and then
beginning
they
to
subscribe back. Have you ever seen that, Brandon, on your channel where they like
Yeah,
unsubscribe and then they subscribe back?
Unsubscribe, resubscribe, and then unsubscribe and resubscribe again. I think it helps with the algorithm. I don't
You
know.
know,
is that somebody
it counts as 2 subscriptions.
I just thought it was
Yeah.
a bunch of autists in Bitcoin that are just like doing Tiz things.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
I think you don't understand autism, but it's maybe a different,
Hey.
not worth talking about right
It's
now.
not worth talking about. Anyways, we're going to cover the top 3 stories. Let me see where's the one I just posted right now because, oh, there it goes. Cool. The number 3 top story this week is the case for a conservative Bitcoin client. This is from Jimmy Song, longtime stacker. March 23rd, 25 comments, 9,514 sats. Keyan, what's this? I've never heard of this before.
You did. You heard about it this week. You and I talked about it, just to let people in on the kayfabe that Carr likes to do. But it looks like Jimmy Song, Samson Mao, I think that's how you say his name, and who's the other person? Oh, crap. There's like 3 main people.
I only know Jimmy Song on there.
I don't think he mentions it in this one. It's on the website, I think, though. It's small abort. Oh, here we go. John Ratcliffe. All 3 of them started Production Ready, which is 501(c)(3) nonprofit. Oh, it looks like Parker Lewis, too. For some reason, it's not mentioned in this. Oh, no, it is. I just skipped over Parker Lewis. I'm sorry, Parker Lewis. You're like a middle child in this blog post. Yeah, they're starting the Production Ready 501(c)(3) nonprofit to create a fork of Bitcoin Core that is more conservative. And by conservative, they mean conserving. And by conserving, they mean that they don't make changes that don't have nearly unanimous approval or consensus in the community. That is like their definition of it, with an emphasis on Bitcoin being for money, allowing for relay policy configuration, I think, is another way that they're defining conservative. I think of what else they said in here that was interesting. They don't yet have code. I think they're in the money raising stage, so like org building stage, looking for developers. I suspect they might find quite a few of them who are just interested in, being a significant part of a Bitcoin implementation and not having to like work their way into an existing hierarchy. Yeah, that's kind of. I think that's the gist of it. I don't think I missed a whole bunch. Jimmy will be leading the education efforts around it. I imagine Samson will be sort of like influence and money. Parker Lewis might be doing the same. I don't know John. Do you guys know John Ratcliffe?
I don't. Can't say that.
Sounds familiar to me. So probably an important person that I would recognize the work maybe, but not the name.
We had the top comment from Sedidid. He said, I think I'd write up mission statement for Bitcoin Core. It would sound very similar. I read somewhere else that you'd want to basically provide long-term support for older core versions. If you have the resources to do that, why not do that on Core itself? The reason we offer backports to 3 versions is mostly that we don't have the resources to do more. The further you go back, the more difficult. Is he answering himself? I don't understand that. And then Optimism came in and said, why not do that on Core itself? He goes, Optimism said, because on Core there are too many camps to please. And we've all seen that kind of insanity that happens when you tell us to go camp. And then Jimmy Song actually came in because Jimmy Song is a snacker. And he said, Optimism said, thank you for explaining my question. I didn't want to bother you with conserving, because Jimmy actually posted this. And then Jimmy said, we're talking to some right now, but our goal is a large and dedicated group. As far as like how many devs do you plan on having? And and then everybody jumped in there. A lot of people got outlawed here at the bottom.
Those are all bots, actually.
Oh, okay.
They got properly down tapped.
Oh, okay. And then and then I wanted to bring up another one because I think this is all like connected from from a news angle. Is Brink. So Brink also released their engineering impact report where I think Schmitty laid out everything that he has going on. Obviously, this is important because this is the other implementation of Bitcoin Core. And then the other thing is John Attack also was on Nut Solvin Holmes Bitcoin podcast. Canute. I'm sorry. Canute. I don't watch this stuff. Mostly just startup.
That was
startup
awesome.
Stuff. What did I say? Nut.
Yeah.
It sound looks like
I
nut.
mean, the K could be silent. That is.
Anyways,
it's an English thing.
Yeah.
Thank you from Brandon. And then so John Attack's been kind of like on a speaking tour. This is a really good podcast to watch. But what was interesting here is like Keyan kind of laid out how he felt about the whole thing, and then surprisingly, Schmitty, which he is a stacker as well too, came on here and said some things. Keyan, do you want to talk about this exchange or?
I was mostly excited that John was going around and speaking more. I think because I think one of the side effects of people taking grant money is they kind of pull away from like the public and like communicating with the public regularly because they don't have to, because they have this like org in front of them and they get money from the org. You know, like with independent developers, they often kind of don't have someone to speak for them, so they'll usually create somewhat of an online presence and a brand. But I've noticed that since the grants started really kicking off, we've had a lot of developers pull back, and maybe that's for other reasons, I don't know, but there's a lot of correlation. And that's in line with what I kind of said in that comment.
Welcome to the Bitcoin
Bitcoin's culture, I feel like, is in a weird place, especially around the core implementation. And it coincides with a lot of these nonprofits coming online and having a lot more money and giving out an unprecedented number of grants, and an unprecedented number of developers are funded by them. And I think it's worth like questioning whether that it's more than correlation, and actually there might be some causal relationship between that. And that's mostly what I said in my comment. And then Schmitty, I said some other things that were sort of like more inflammatory about my sort of personal view of nonprofits and how their incentives tend to get pretty nasty and warp into kind of weird things. Status gains, politicization, corruption. Generally, I consider them weapons of influence. They're often explicitly weapons of influence. You know, weapons of influence for good influence is what their kind of, I don't know, their conduct documents will state, or their mission documents will state, but they often, you know, they get to define what's good. And that's often, it can be self-interested. And Schmitty's like, well, a nonprofit can do all these things to try to counteract those. And I don't disagree with that. I actually think Schmitty is excellent. I got to see him in the filter debate at the Bitcoin Commons. He handled all kinds of, I don't know. He took arrows basically for core in the op return, and didn't like return them in any way. He mostly explained matter-of-factly what happened, and then heard out every opposing point of view, and in many ways agreed with the point of view where he thought it was right. It was just exactly, it's what you'd hope of, you know, someone who's leading one of these organizations, to be very impartial and explaining clearly what's going on. Anyway, it's good. Had a good back and forth.
I thought it was a great back and forth. I thought that was really interesting back and forth. I think for me, I like just seeing like Jimmy, who's a stacker, Schmitty, who's a stacker, on here, like talking to the people that run these nodes. It's like just a good thing. Well, Brandon, I'll ask you, like, what does this mean to you? Like, because you're a totally different segment of the Bitcoin ecosystem. Like, how do you see this from your lens?
Yeah, I mean, I think more people just need to be out there and creating kind of like, you know, Keyan's saying here, like, I think just more people need to be more public facing. I know that is kind of, I guess, a security concern, but I think it's, you know, you never know how like a piece of content or video or something like that can really spark some idea, inspire somebody, you know, all these different things. So I think seeing more devs getting on podcasts, I think, is definitely better. especially for like the long-term, I guess we'll say health. The one crazy thing though is, I mean, like you go to the beginning of this podcast, like I think in the first like 2 seconds we get a nip slip from this guy, man. Like, I mean,
John,
what are we doing here? I mean, come on, man.
Have you never hung out with developers before?
Yeah, I mean,
Topless
we're getting a nip slip right away. I mean, come on, dude. This is a kid show
man.
out here. But no, I mean, I think it's good. And I mean, to be honest, like back on the Parker Lewis and what Jimmy Song's doing, you know, I don't know if I really like. I'm not really, I guess, privy to comment on this. I don't really know and kind of fully understand what's going on. I haven't really been too in the weeds of like the BIP 110 arguments or anything like that. It seems like this is just kind of a lot of, I don't know, the way I view a lot of this stuff is at the end of the day when Bitcoin's price is kind of stagnated or we're in a bear market, Bitcoiners in general get a little bored and they want to argue about just like things that'll settle itself out in the long run. And I don't really know too much about the dev side of it. So I feel like this is kind of one of those things, but I don't know. I mean, maybe that's throwing stones at something, but I don't really, yeah, it's hard for me to get behind something like this, if that makes sense.
I mean, since the early days of Bitcoin, people have been pushing for more than one implementation of Bitcoin just because it is like more diversity and is more resilient, just like like if we all had the same genetics and like a disease came out that was particularly bad for those genes, we would all die and there'd be no one left. And so the same idea with implementations, but then there have been like counter arguments and realities to that where it's very hard to keep consensus code consistent across several implementations, but people are beginning to be motivated to have several implementations and then create that, and then they believe they can do that without the downsides of it, and then create the resiliency that we would kind of want from the diversity of that. So that's the way that's like the positive thing, is that we will have multiple implementations, multiple forms of governance, perhaps different leadership teams, different priorities, and they'll be kind of competing in the market, in the open source market, the free and open source market for customers and Bitcoiners who want to use it. So yeah, it's kind of a nothing burger on the outside. Hopefully that's kind of the way, you hope that, developers will have all kinds of drama and and all it does is, if that drama succeeds, Bitcoin just gets even more boring and it gets even less eventful at the dev layer. That's kind of what the hopeful outcome of this is.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
anything else, Brandon, you want to say?
No, I mean, that's a good explanation, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not in the weeds of the dev, I guess the dev demographic, and like I don't really, I try to stay out of the dev area. I mean, the most coding I do now is like Claude Code or something,
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, I mean, I'm more of like a free market guy when it comes to Bitcoin. That's kind of what I've resonated around. So like kind of what you're saying, like I just believe I've come to the conclusion that Bitcoin is going to win, or maybe it already has won. So at the end of the day, the best version of Bitcoin will just be around and kind of come forward. And I don't think like anybody can really get in the way too much of stopping it.
No, I like that. I like to view Bitcoin more like an idea. It's almost like oil is like it's sort of like this category of thing. And if you could stop maybe Exxon, or you could stop all these individual players in it, but the reality is we're all going to want energy, and oil is like super portable and shelf stable and whatever, and that idea will persist. And so I think it's a way to view Bitcoin. This is just like how the oil is like distilled or whatever, how it's refined, and that's maybe who cares, but
no, I mean, I do think like, I mean, I just think there's people that are more passionate about this area of Bitcoin than me. And so, I mean, like, I'll let them kind of, figure that out. And I kind of have, I've been around enough devs that I kind of have like, I know part of Bitcoin's premise is like, don't trust, verify, but I trust the devs in this certain point in the free market that it'll just, there's enough good people and smart people in Bitcoin that'll figure it out, I guess.
Well said. Cool.
For sure.
The next top story this week is Lexe public beta 24/7 online Lightning wallets with BIP 353, Python, and Rust SDKs. This is from Max Fang X, March 26. 15 comments, 9,659 cents. Keyan, what's this?
Yeah, so I tried this out before the podcast a little bit. It's pretty excellent. I guess what they did is they have a fork of LDK node that they are running, that they modified to run in a secure enclave, or at least the parts of it that need to be relatively trustless. They modified it to be in a secure enclave. And so you can get a Lightning wallet that is always online, or a Lightning node that is always online, effectively where you're communicating with it through like your mobile app that can receive Lightning payments when your phone is off or you're gone, and can participate in Lightning transactions in a way that a normal LDK node running on your phone cannot. And it being on a secure enclave, if you trust secure enclaves and the software in it and some of the other things, and a lot of that you can verify for yourself. Lexe cannot spend your money without your permission, and they cannot rug you or steal your funds from you. You are still self-sovereign, but they go through great pains to still run the infrastructure for you while maintaining your self-sovereignty. So it's kind of cool, and it's free like most mobile Lightning nodes. And then they have this. It seems like they're working with this LSP type business model where they take a percentage of the transactions that are coming through. I was able to mess with it and set myself a 1 sat payment, which is a nice test of that. And as far as I know, that didn't initiate a channel open, although it might have. And then in order to get money back out, I had to exceed like 1,000 sat channel reserve, and I was able to get money back out. What's really cool about this is you can programmatically create these wallets. They have an SDK out, so this looks potentially competitive with things like Spark and Arc, and so I think that's pretty great. And you have more of a native Lightning construct that is just they've abstracted as basically as far as you can go into an enclave, and you're not relying on Arc, which is has a lot of like novel Bitcoin things going on, or Spark, which similarly has novel Bitcoin things going on and has different like trust trade-offs. Yeah.
It's interesting, the sidecar thing. Can you explain that a little bit? Like, how does that work? Is that just like a separate, it looks like it's a web server?
Yeah, I would assume, I don't know what they mean by sidecar. It sounds like it might be a generic term for...
What are they calling that? What is that?
It might be a generic term for a server that is started as a child process of another server. And so you take down one server and the sidecar goes down. It's kind of like a motorcycle. Like you don't have a sidecar without the main motorcycle.
So okay,
so that's
literally
what
using
they mean.
The word sidecar because it's like a motorcycle.
Yeah,
sidecar.
you're like piggybacking. It's like the sidecar is like a computer process that piggybacks on a main process.
Yeah,
is how I would guess that they were using that term.
That's cool.
Yeah,
all right, cool.
So you can run your own, I guess, and you can run it as a sidecar in the cloud if you want. Like, see, if you're like a business and want to receive.
Yeah, and then Scoresby had this. What is this? Is he just going over some of the different options for it or breakdown? It looks like.
Yeah, the trust
breakdown.
Yeah, the trust that you're putting in Lexe. Basically, they can turn off your node because they're running in the secure enclave for you. They can prevent you from making a Lightning payment by, turning off your node or some variety of turning off your node or some of the infrastructure on its way to your node. You can open channels, or from LND you can open any channels you want. Lexe you can't. It's just, I believe, just a channel with them, like it is with Phoenix. But neither of them can rug you, and that's perhaps the important point. I would like to know about spending. It's unclear. I do think they can't spend without you, but I want to know under what conditions. They talk about allowing for NWC eventually, which means that you maybe don't have a signing device that's online, and somehow they're stale without you being online and approving every transaction. That node running the secure enclave is still able to do it. So I don't know how that works, but this is just a very early public beta, and so I think we'll have more details as time goes on. And if you have any questions, one of the co-founders, Max, is in the comments there.
Brandon, how often do you use, would you ever implement this into your Green Candle app or something like that? This kind of
Green
wallet?
Candle app.
I mean, because you use GitHub and now and you're coding. So.
Yeah. I mean, I built a couple websites just recently. That's about as far as I've gotten.
That's how it starts.
Yeah. I mean, my question for this is okay, like, so is it how is this different than a Phoenix wallet? For example, on like an app, or is it similar? Like, can you kind of go through some of that as much as you know, I guess, Keyan?
Yeah, the main difference. So if you have Phoenix on your mobile phone, and you have turned off like Google Play services, and like yesterday you sent me, you gave me your Lightning address or Bolt 12 or something, or an invoice for me to pay. I will not be able to pay that until you open that app on your phone.
Oh.
Because the way Phoenix works, it requires some part of your app to be awake to sign messages. You have a key to your node on your phone, and it needs to be awake to sign because it's not always online running in the background, and you might be disconnected from the internet or whatever. But in the case of Lexe, all that stuff is happening in their cloud in this secure enclave thing, which basically means that they don't have access to it. Like they can't read your key. It's kind of like we've taken what is running in Phoenix on your phone and put it into like a vault in Lexe's cloud that you only have the code to get inside, but they have like a little bit of access, certain things that they can have the thing in the vault do, without you having to approve it and stuff. That's kind of, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And then I guess one follow-up real quick is, so I mean, now that they have the beta coming in, but I think last year, or maybe like the year before, we saw like a lot of the like Wallet of Satoshi, and I think even Phoenix like kind of left the iOS and Google Play stores in the U.S. Because of like the KYC. Is there a way that this Lexe wallet can get around that, I guess, because it's kind of running on its own cloud? Or do you know any like the details there?
Yeah, while they released them as iOS and Android apps, I assume that they could run this in a PWA, which doesn't have these restrictions yet. Like we don't yet have websites requiring KYC in the same way that we have iOS and Android app stores. But I think most people would prefer an iOS or Android app, and and the user experience is better. That's why I did it that way. But I would guess if it came down to it, this would be much easier to run in a web browser relative to Phoenix. I think I would guess that Wallet of Satoshi, though, they use Spark as their backend now, at least in the United States, and that would probably do fine in a PWA too if push comes to shove.
I would be curious to understand, like, because this is not like a non-profit project, right? This is like
I believe
business.
I believe they're venture backed. They've been around for a few years. I remember when we started discussing our wallet switch, some people I think that had some kind of relationship with them reached out to us and were like, "Hey, would you use this?" And they're like, "Would you pay X amount per user?" And I was like, "No, I'm not. I mean, maybe the customer will pay for it, but it doesn't make sense for me to pay for it." And it seems, I don't know if that factored into the reasoning, but they instead they seem to prefer this LSP-based model, which is like the Breeze business model, appears to be the Spark business model. Basically, they just want to get...
I was curious what the model was.
The mode is the LSP.
It looks really great. The only thing, it just reminds me a lot of like Cash App. It looks basically like Cash App.
Oh, no, it's very well designed, and the error messages are pretty clear.
It looks like it's just like a straight... Yeah.
Straight dope, yeah.
Yeah. It's just interesting how it looks exactly like Cash App. As far as like...
And for a beta...
As far as like the... Yeah, I'm saying it. I'm complimenting them.
Oh, yeah.
Looks good.
Oh, no, I hear the compliment. Yeah. I mean, having used it, I was impressed by it.
I'll check it out.
Very smooth.
Yeah, really shocked to see something like this. Human Bitcoin addresses. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah, that's the BIP 353 thing, where it's like, it's DNS. And you have
you have
your
Bolt 12.
Yeah, and you can do a Bolt 12 or a Bitcoin address.
Yeah.
or I think it's not a page join. It's what is it? Silent addresses.
Yeah, it's good to see. Cool. That's good. Some good lightning talk. We got some more lightning stuff coming later. The number one top story this week was 2-block reorg at height 941880. This is from 0xb10c. 21 comments, 12,400K cents. Keyan.
Yeah,
What's going on here?
So this one's tricky. There's been a lot. I mean, so this only happens about once every 150,000 blocks or so that we have a
Pleb dev.
reorg that's deeper than one block.
Pleb dev. Damn,
Here.
plebs don't listen anymore. I'm just kidding. Hey, Brandon, can you grab me a beer?
Yeah, I got you.
I can't leave here. Sorry, Brandon. Sorry, Keyan. Go for it.
Oh, no, I don't mind. Yeah, this happens once every about 150,000 blocks or so. We have 2 chain tips competing that are at a depth of that causes a 2-block reorg. In this case, most of Bitcoin's network was mining on top of, I believe, an ant pool block that was followed shortly by a via BTC block. But then a little bit later, the network reorged out those 2 blocks to be replaced by 3 blocks from Foundry. And it was a bit strange because most people reported that their node did not see the 3rd block from Foundry, or they did not see the first 2 blocks from Foundry until the 3rd block was found. And so
is this manipulation? I mean, what's going on here?
So that is what people were saying, is because they did not see the earlier 2 Foundry blocks. That what Foundry was doing was they were withholding these blocks. They had mined a block and then another block, and were not communicating it to the network so that they might gain an advantage. It's called selfish mining, where you hoard your blocks, knowing that you have quite a bit of hash power and you might be able to reorg the chain in your favor and collect more Bitcoin fees because you eventually release a chain tip that has more work in it than anyone else in the network, and because you didn't share that work with other people, they are naturally behind. So some people thought that's what was going on, but then people looked into it a little more deeply, and this
is the most exciting thing to happen in a while.
And it looks like that's actually not what happened. Like, we all suspect that this is a a reality that will eventually happen, because the incentives are such that if you are running a large pool, selfish mining is financially advantageous. And
you think it's because the halving's coming? They're testing some stuff. Maybe the block sizes get a little bit smaller.
No, again, I've been describing what we think is the wrong scenario now, or what the conclusion that a lot of people jump to. The reality is that what it looks like happened is Foundry found these blocks shortly after the ant pool block and shortly after the via BTC block. So they propagated much more slowly, I guess is what Merch says in a comment in the thread. So after Foundry found those blocks, even though they were broadcasting them, nodes on the network had already accepted the older chain tip that had the exact same amount of work and did not propagate this alternative tip.
Wow.
And so the network just didn't see it as well.
Interesting.
And that allowed for Foundry to have a selfish mining moment a little bit.
Just so people know, Foundry is is it still the biggest?
I believe so. I believe
that's why people were probably freaking out, I'd imagine.
Yeah, they also, they did have a lot of luck in this period of time too. I think they found 7 blocks within 22 minutes around this period of time.
So it looks like B10C said, I found it interesting that Burst Stratum Work did not see any Stratum jobs from Foundry mining on their winning blocks. Maybe they were only mining on them in one region and Stratum Work is connected to a different one, or they kept quiet about them, or it's a bug on Stratum Work.
Yeah, so these are ordered by Recent, and so these were some of the early spec. He was listing out a few hypotheses there. But later we got a lot more data. So there's a lot of that site that you were looking at is 0x10BC, I think is how you say it. He runs this organization where they run these observing nodes of the entire network. And so before he had reports come in and before he talked to miners who mine on Foundry's pool, that was these were the hypotheses a lot of people had. But after talking to them, they came to the conclusion that it's like this is like normal network behavior given the circumstances. The circumstances were just kind of unique. Yeah.
This is really interesting. It's always cool. I feel like every time around this time of the season, we always get some like weird mining thing. Have you noticed that? I feel like I do, because I feel like I just see these type of like weird mining stuff, like news items always come up in the spring. Wonder why that is.
I don't know.
I mean, you have the track record on Stacker.News to go look and see, but I would. It's just interesting.
We
There's
could do
always
an astrology for Bitcoin news, but I don't.
No, it's just. I'm not saying this.
I know.
I'm not.
But
I'm just saying it's just.
a Virgo or something.
It just
like
feels
that.
very seasonal. It just feels very
Mercury
seasonal.
is rising.
It just
Yeah.
feels very
For
seasonal right now.
Bitcoin mining.
Feels very seasonal right before a lot of people start congregating together. Cool. Well, that was a lot. Brandon, do you have any thoughts on this? Is this something that you're going to be worried about as a Bitcoin holder?
To be honest, no. I have no idea what's going on here. I missed like half of it because I was grabbing a little brewski too. So like, I mean, this is not my wheelhouse yet again. So I mean, but it is, hey, I mean.
So what do you think about when you hear all this? It just sounds
TikTok next block, car. That's what I'm thinking, brother.
Woo! Man, I used to be very much like out of the loop, but now you kind of just. More you start watching the news, you start seeing it, it's just like you just get sucked in. So this guy right here, 0x10C. He's a very he's very somebody that always does this. He'll look into cool stuff like this on the mining side. So he's just a legend. Bitcoin.
Yeah, they do.
Look at how many stats he's stacked, man.
Yeah, and
he's like a very
they've only
important. He's
posted
very
100
important to the
items.
ecosystem. Like if
Yeah.
anybody deserves some money, this guy does. Give this guy a
Well, I think they've given
grant.
him a grant, and I think that
They should.
I think they funded a few helpers for him too.
Nice. I mean, he's keeping the network honest.
Yeah. I think for a long time he was the only one running this kind of a peer-to-peer observing network.
Cool to see. The next one, so that's all the top stories this week. We're going to jump into Womble's picks. Womble. This is your pick, buddy. Womble's picks. Ocean's Jason Hughes shares weird details about the 2-block reorg.
He replaced this one with another one. This is Wombo's
this is the one that.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
man.
is an orphan post,
Okay, let's read this question.
a stale post.
I'm sorry.
Because we basically just covered that post in the last top story, but that was some of the early speculation from VP of Engineering or CTO at
So what
Ocean
was
Mining.
let me read the question because let's just get a question.
Okay.
Womble's question was: is Ocean blowing things out of proportion, or is this an indication Foundry is reaching a dangerous percentage of hash rate? It was turned out that none of that, right?
Well, yeah, they were. I wouldn't know if they're blowing it out of proportion, but they came to the wrong conclusion, like many people did, that the data they were seeing suggested that Foundry was selfish mining. But it is a nice reminder that even though Foundry was not, being selfish, they have so much hash power that their behavior begins to look like they are, and still good enough reason to remind everyone that mining centralization is dangerous.
I think Brandon's right. There's just a lot of fighting now that there's in the bear market.
That's what happens, man. We get bored. We're not like all checking the price, and we're all like, as much as everybody wants to say that price doesn't matter, I feel like intuitively,
morale's low in Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, and then when price is going up,
It's at an
everybody's
all-time
just
low.
like, they want to dunk on everybody. They want to be right. The memes on Twitter are going crazy, so everybody is like more involved with that opposed to these like little nitty gritty details. But yeah, the bear market, obviously it's for building, but it also seems like it is kind of like for fighting as well. We got a little cannibalistic mindset we got in here where they want to go at everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, these are like cathedrals, man. It's gonna take a while to get Bitcoin to where it needs to be. So it just takes time. You gotta be patient, people. Cool. That's all the top stories this week, and then that's also Wumble's pick as well too. Sorry,
No, that
Wumble.
was his old pick.
That was his old pick.
He replaced it with another pick. I don't know if you.
Nah, we'll just do it next week. We got a lot to go to.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, Wumbo.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Wumbo.
All right, Wumbo.
I think you should still clip it though. Clip it. The next top story this week in AI was Tesla and SpaceX announced 25 billion Terafab chip factory. This is from Cube. Did you read this, or you just posted it?
I read the post, but I felt like I didn't get a good grip on it because I was not super ecstatic about it. Like I saw other people.
The headline is Terafab, a joint 25 billion chip fabrication facility in Austin, Texas, that Elon Musk claims will produce 1 terawatt of computer power annually. It would be the largest semiconductor fab ever built by an absurd margin. Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah, he's building this big fab, but then it was like combined with some other like what he's gonna how he's gonna get to that scale. Part of it is he's gonna deploy Optimus robots in it, and then those chips are gonna be deployed into like space, by SpaceX. And so he's going to be doing like GPU
mining,
not GPU mining, but like effectively, yeah. Like
he's going to be harnessing the sun's.
Yeah, he's like, I'm Kardashev,
Yeah.
I'm Elon Kardashev Musk, too, or whatever. Yeah. And like, I don't know, but like, it's cool. No one else is charting these.
It's vaporware until it's not.
Yeah, he's way too early, but and he makes these aggressive predictions about things. But I believe he's eventually right on most of like his direction and even his ability to deliver it. He like doesn't stop. So
yeah,
I think we'll eventually have this.
You give anybody as much money as you give Elon, anybody can get something across the goal line.
Oh, I don't think
Brandon,
so. I don't think I can have this much money and get.
Brandon, what do you think about this?
Get this done? So.
I don't know. Just chip production needs to come back towards the U.S. Obviously, we've been like heavily reliant on Taiwan semiconductors and everything. We saw that big issue that happened, like obviously during COVID. So, I think just being able to build this out and build a giant chip factory kind of like in the center of the United States too, not just in, like California or whatnot. Texas is relatively center comparatively. So I think it's a good area to do it in the U.S. and kind of bringing that manufacturing more stateside would be beneficial. And if there's anybody that's crazy enough to do it and with enough money, Elon seems like the guy. So, I guess for me, it's always like kind of like a wait and see because, weren't they talking about potential? Like I feel like a couple years ago we heard that like Block was going to use like Tesla's solar panels to like mine Bitcoin or something like that, like a few years ago. And I'm pretty sure like that was like announced maybe at one of the Miami Bitcoin conferences, and nothing came of it, or at least nothing that I've seen. And
shelved.
I feel like, stuff like this, when it's like to this level of a scale, for me, it's always like, all right, like I hope so, but wait and see. Not get like extremely bullish, try to like temper the expectations, because I think Elon talks a big game. He backs it up, but I think these things are going to take a little bit longer, and the quality of the chips and all that, like I think they're probably it's going to take some time for them to master all of that.
Absolutely. The other thing I wanted to say was, one difference between the Block deal and this deal is I don't think anyone's going to be competing with Elon on this until it succeeds. In contrast,
we saw the other one, Keyan. So there's another story we covered like a month ago about the space orbital AI satellites. It's doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, but I think as a matter of scale, like I don't think anyone is going to be trying to vertically integrate.
No, it was directly connected with Bezos. Remember, it was the exact same.
They were producing their own chips and they were going to send them into space.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
have to look.
And at a terawatt scale. That's
That's what I'm saying. A lot of this stuff feels like, oh, me too. It feels like, oh, you're doing that. Oh, so am I. It just, and that's why I'm saying it feels like.
I didn't make that connection. So.
Yeah, well, I just remember from the news. I didn't even know about Brandon's thing. I didn't know about that one. That's interesting.
What?
But about the Bitcoin conference one in Miami.
Yeah, I didn't
where it
even
was
hear about
promised.
that.
Yeah.
I'll have to see. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of this stuff is just like Brandon says, just like wait and see. It is a thing until it isn't a thing, and most likely it's not a thing. Like the one with OpenAI, he was calling out your boy Sama on Twitter about the about his thing not going through in West Texas, I believe it was, or somewhere, some collab they had with like NVIDIA or Oracle, one of those.
Another point to make on this is that we actually have quite a few fabs already in Texas. I think Samsung has some pretty
they've been
large,
here for
some
like
of the
20
largest
years,
fabs
yeah.
in the United States that are like I think North Austin.
Yeah, they've been
and
here
then
for 20 years.
I think they got recent, like within the last few years, they added another factory or some big addition to it, in addition to another one in I think Arizona. That was like another campaign thing during the political campaign.
I mean, I'm bullish. It's good for Austin. I mean, anything that happens for Austin is good, but I still think it's like a little bit premature.
Car, I sent you the article
Oh, you did?
on Slack if you want to
Okay.
look at that. It was
Yeah.
from 2022. And it was actually Blockstream was involved as well. It was Tesla, Block, and Blockstream
Ooh.
team up to mine Bitcoin off solar panels in Texas. 2022, and then they announced it at that Bitcoin Miami conference.
Oh, that was the one that you just said right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just can't believe anything until it actually breaks ground.
that was like right when the bear market
Yeah.
struck.
Yeah,
Though.
and-
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of this stuff, like they're trying to announce it so they can start building up momentum to start bringing in the money, right? Like you announce it and then you bring in the money. You don't like bring in the money first and then announce it.
Yeah, who did that?
Specifically for this.
Yeah, like that was like 4 years ago, and I haven't heard anything since then.
Block has pretty much gotten out of the mine. They're like not interested in mining.
I thought they were doing the mining thing.
No, they're building these rigs now, but they're
Oh, are they gone already?
no, they're still building them.
Oh, okay.
But they were just
I was
produced.
bullish on that.
I don't think they were My recollection of that is I don't even think they were producing the chips on that. Were they? I thought they were just building the like.
the harness.
Yeah, like everything else and the chips
Yeah.
were sort of outsourced so that they didn't have to
Yeah.
play that game.
Oh,
and
that's a bummer.
And I suspect they don't want to play the game of being a miner either and like sourcing power and stuff.
It's just really hard, and this is
more
not
in their
this is not a
wheelhouse.
diss on any of them because these are fucking hard things to do. Sorry
Yeah.
for the cursing, but I will
check
say
our-
I will say though that like really hard things to do, and you have bad quarter, man, and it doesn't come to fruition. You got to cut something. These are bold ideas though. I love them. Anyways, you got any other thoughts, Keyan? I feel like you got some more.
No, I'm good. I think
I think we covered it.
I'm curious about. I should watch that Elon Musk opium, like to the stars type of video that I've seen on social media.
I haven't seen that
Sounds
either.
inspiring. It sounds like sci-fi. Like he's basically selling nerd sci-fi dreams, which is kind of important. Kind of.
I mean, I like
a
the
big
stuff
deal
that
to
he
me.
does. I like his Tesla stuff. I was like way on the other side of Tesla for a long time. Now I'm like back in.
He'll get you with S too if he's.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
like it.
That's my sense at least.
Yeah. The other one I wanted to bring up. This is like the one that the podcast is named after. It's called the Ozempicization of Everything. Took my time on that one. So this one's from Kayla Scanlon. This was a really interesting article. One of the things that she's really touching on, and like the way it starts, it sounds like she's like almost like really saying that like I am destroying my this. I'm destroying my this. And like she goes into this kind of like really like what starts off really dark. And then she talks about how Americans loved optimization. And she just goes through like ripping almost every ecosystem. It's amazing to read. A lot of it I don't really agree with, obviously, because I work in like the startup scene and like we're doing like Bitcoin stuff, which she also nails as well too. But I think this is just for coming from Gen Z. And she says right here, she says 80% of Gen Z and 75% of millennials feel behind, according to a survey. She said this is mostly due to a response to financial nihilism, where people stop believing that the underlying economy is working for them. So they turn to gambling or some other seemingly quick fix instead of try to find stability. And she keeps harping on this whole message that that industries and even people are starting to monetize this nihilism through promising solutions. And then she starts going into other people. And my whole point of bringing this up was not to like put blame on her or for anything. My whole point is just like to say that like this is really interesting and really kind of like counter to what a lot of stuff that we are doing in our own ecosystem. And it kind of tells me that then she's probably one of the biggest people that writes about this stuff from like the Gen Z angle. It's really fascinating that they feel this way. And I just wanted to bring it up. And like she even, obviously egghead, right? Like she even goes after him too as well. Do you want to be liked or do you want to win? And she starts ripping into people that are raising millions and millions of dollars. A lot of it, she's calling it scammy. She even goes after the word agency, and she's trying to figure out like what actually. Oh, I look like I lost my screen here. Where's it at? It's not moving. That's never happened. Anyway,
Is this your vibe coded
no, this is like
Ecamm
my
alternative?
thing. I guess somebody wanted me to stop talking about it. But I just thought that was really interesting. Oh, there it goes. It came back. That's weird. So she goes into that, and then she finally goes into what old capitalism was, which was value productive capacity, the ability to make things, as we all know that we're trying to get back to, what Trump is trying to get back to. Then she talks about financial capitalism, valued cash flow rights, claims on future earnings. And then she says, like, what we might call belief capitalism is like basically narrative based. And then this is where she accuses like the Bitcoin industry, the crypto industry, of it's actually not actual capital that's being formed around. It's all based around narrative. And it stings. Like, but I feel like it's very important to read what the other side disagrees with you on. So she goes into a lot of, it's like this one right here. She goes, financial nihilism is generational. More young Americans say they feel behind financially and believe speculative investments will help them reach their financial goals more effectively than traditional methods. So before you would be like, oh, I'm just going to go to college and then go to school and get a job. Like our generation, Keyan, like where it's just like, oh, you'll probably work at Google or you'll probably just get like a really good job and then you'll be set for life, right? Gen Z doesn't feel that way. They feel like unless they get like unless they hit it big, they're not going to be able to do anything as far as like get a house. Obviously, if I think for like millennials, it probably took them a little longer to get a house than most. But she's just talking to her generation here.
So does she like identify the causes, or is she mostly like surveying?
She's surveying the land and
symptoms?
giving her like Gen Z perspective on it. She even calls out like Polymarket is doing similar things. It's interesting because it almost seems like she's getting a lot of things right with the beliefs that we believe in, but it feels like to me, from my point of view, that as a Gen Zer, this is my point of view, not hers, that
You're
it feels
Gen Z?
she's Gen Z.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it feels like she's helpless, and there's no one that can possibly save her unless she submits to this kind of like Ozempification of like the economy, and just go after really fast, easy things that require a ton of like, basically just like gambling. And she even goes into the war stuff. It's a great read. Highly recommend reading it and subscribing. It's worth getting the outside perspective. This was actually shared on Stacker.News, which I was kind of shocked because I didn't know a lot of people knew about her, but apparently they do. Anyways. Brandon, I'm going to go to you first because I feel like you know all this angle more than I do. And I didn't plan on this, that you're going to be on the show and we were going to talk about this. But I would like to get your angle on this because you're not Gen Z. You're more like right above it a little bit, right? If I know?
Yeah, like I think I'm on the like last year of millennial or something. But I mean, I think it's the way I view all of this is, I mean, what the products that are like kind of making waves right now are like peptides and, you know, obviously like gambling, all of these different odds makers. These things have been around for a while. And, you know, peptides and Ozempic, like they're all kind of one and the same. But essentially,
what's the Ozempic thing again? Is that the weight loss thing?
Ozempic is weight loss.
Oh, yeah.
But instead of like a magic pill, it's like a shot. Basically.
So instead of like working out and like
yeah, and I mean these things have been around like for a while. Like the 70s, 80s, they tried to sell you magic pills so you could lose weight instead of having to actually put in the work. So
and those were just like amphetamines, weren't they?
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, it's all just kind of like a marketer's dream. Like all of these things. Like the difference is that these things like work for as intended, but the side effects are just unknown. And so people are usually like, hey, you know, if I can take Ozempic and maybe it takes 10 years off my life. I'd rather look skinny now or something like that,
That's
you know? And so I think, you know, we're just, as humans, we're just kind of like programmed to want these dopamine hits. But I think what people feel about like Gen Z and, you know, everything about the losing attention spans, wanting the quick, you know, hitters and everything like that, I think it's just they're shown these messages more. They have more access to gambling. I mean, people have been more, you know, you get fed ads about Kalshi, DraftKings, all that kind of stuff at like a young age. So they're just more prone to do that. But I think that narrative is almost overplayed in my eyes. Because I think like a lot of people say Gen Z, you know, their attention spans are short because of TikTok and Instagram and all these things. And like long form content is dead. I kind of think the opposite. I think that there's just more competition for our attention. So, you know, the reality is like the short form content, it's easier to make a good 1 minute video than it is to make a good hour-long video.
Yeah,
so,
she calls that looks maxing, what you're talking about. Yeah, that's like
yeah. Well, I mean, it was
term.
like this guy. The paragraph above is like this guy clavicular. Like, I mean, I see him all over, but basically, it's this one guy that, like, because of social media, he started taking all of these different peptides at like 18, 19, and like kind of trying to maximize his looks. I think like the craziest thing he did was like hit himself with a hammer. Like literally.
Didn't he like get his jaw shaved? I think there was another interview. It might have been a joke where he was talking about taking methamphetamines to like suppress his appetite.
Yeah, like doing like crazy.
Yeah.
He's like been talking about just doing crazy
Is
stuff.
it this guy right here?
No, so this is Brian Johnson. He's like, I think he sold one major tech company, but he's
Braintree, which is like a payments company around the Stripe era.
Oh, he sold
Yeah.
that to Visa? Wow.
yeah.
Good for him.
So now his whole thing is basically trying to
Live forever.
anti-age essentially. But I mean, the thing with like all of this stuff is,
Well,
like,
she calls that the Ozempification of what was the title again?
Yeah, like
of the economy, though. That's what she's kind of calling it.
yeah, like he's just trying to live longer, and like by doing that, he's like just taking a bunch of stuff. And I think like the reality is like instead of, you know, doing all the red light therapy, all of, you know, it's just like eat natural foods and just exercise and be outside more. I mean, it's just kind of like the simple stuff.
I'll just say from my point of view, just as like this, I'm a millennial, by the way.
Yeah.
But I will just say this, like, it's cool to see Gen Z, like, they're either all the way on this side, which it sounds like she is, or all the way on the other side. There's no fucking middle with Gen Z, which I love. Because I felt like millennials, like our generation, there's a lot of people in the fucking middle. They just won't pick a side because they're afraid to, like, lose their career or something.
That's the biggest problem.
And that's the biggest problem that we have with the millennial generation.
Yeah.
Is just too many people want to, what you called earlier, courting aristocrats or something.
Yeah, caring what people think.
Caring what people think, as opposed to just like picking a side. But Gen Z doesn't seem to have that problem.
Yeah, I think like Gen Z cares a little. Like it's different though, because like Gen Z will go make a stupid video and post it on the internet, but they'll want to make sure that they look good in it, I guess, and like kind of have that control behind it. Where like the millennial generation is like too afraid to even post anything and like kind of put themselves out there to the point where, you know, that's like they just won't. They'll just like sacrifice that because they're afraid.
I would say, Kayla, if you're watching, you're a future Bitcoiner, you don't even know it. That's what I'll say.
Yeah,
I think she's seen
interesting.
a lot of the stuff she's saying is on point with Bitcoin only, but she's lumping us into the crypto space, which is entirely different. It doesn't mean that some of that doesn't spill over into the Bitcoin space, but when you talk about like Bitcoin only things, like that's a human endeavor, and that's something that should be congratulated if you're watching.
Well, and I think the second thing that she talked about too, and she cited Coinbase.
Yeah, that's a wrong company side.
Yeah, I mean, but the interesting thing about what Coinbase is doing is like, I don't know if you guys noticed this or saw this, but Coinbase, like their last earnings call, they did it as like Brian Armstrong was like talking on the bottom, and then the top is like, I don't know, it was like a TikTok video. It was like whatever that, there was like one old phone game where essentially like you were running and there was like trains and stuff you had to go get, I don't know. You had to like avoid it, basically like maybe, I don't know, Dune Runner or something like that. Either way, they basically it's like it's a pretty popular TikTok style to do one talking head on like half of it and then have somebody else distracted by watching this game on the top. And they did that for their earnings call, but Coinbase like lost. They had like their biggest loss in an earnings call in a while, and they put that out as like a video behind it. And it's like, what are we doing here, really, right? It's like kind of like still simulating the whole distraction. So, I mean, I totally get where she's coming from when she's citing Coinbase, and if you're lumping in, you don't know the difference between Bitcoin and crypto, and you're lumping them in that way. I mean, it makes sense to me because when I saw that,
she should come on the
I was
Keys podcast. She needs to come on Green Candle, then she'll talk to you
she's
about
got to
the
come on
market.
Stacker.News Live. This is
Whoa.
where they're covering it.
She might. You never know.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a really good article. I highly recommend Stackers read it. It's well written too. It's like you can feel the passion, the soul, the heart all in it. And I believe what she's writing is what she's saying is true. It's good. It's good stuff. Anyways, that's it. Keyan, do you have any final thoughts before we move on?
Do I have any thoughts on that? I like what Brandon said about like Gen Z not being like structurally different than millennials or other generations. It's just like the technology has sort of been weaponized towards them, and there's like more competition and among weapons trying to get people's attention. Weapons trying to get people's attention. I thought that was cool. I definitely think that is probably true. I do think there is there are the side effects of that where culture has become, at least online culture has become a lot more visual. And I think that is what causes looks maxing, which is like related to the Ozempic stuff, which is like, well, I don't exist if I'm not the right body size, like, because I don't present the right way online, and people can't see my personality really.
That's not true. Look at me. I made a whole career off of it.
Yeah, but I think some people maybe they don't have much of a personality, or they can't they don't know how to present their personality.
A lot of people are car.
Yeah, I don't want to compliment you. I try to avoid that as much as possible. But
I know what you're saying. I was just joking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I think that
Are you looks maxing right now, Keyan?
Nah, dude, I'm looks spinning, bro.
Are you looks maxing right now, Brandon?
I don't know, man. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Well, we just looked it up. It turns out it's a thing.
Is it because of the hat? You think so?
Oh, he is kind of looks
I
maxing
don't know,
a little
that
bit.
jaw. It looks like you might have shaved
Oh,
a bit.
now
Yeah.
he's looks maxing. I'm gonna start using that term around Jana. It's gonna drive her nuts. I can't wait.
Yeah, you're gonna use it wrong.
And he's wrong. I'll be like, look, I'm looks maxing. She's gonna love it. Okay, cool. The next one. Coop is mogging, somebody said. All right, the next one is
What?
yeah, so we covered the AI stuff. We're going to jump into my stuff. I think the coolest thing here is the Dusty. So Dusty just got his channel splicing merge. Was that his? Is that Dusty's or no? Or,
I think Dusty contributed significantly to the spec. I think he had the first working implementation of it done in Seal and Core Lightning.
Okay.
With the help of Nifty and Rusty Russell,
Yeah.
and I assume T-Bass as well.
Can you give us the high level to the stackers? What is splicing? 'Cause
Yeah.
I know that's important to Phoenix and other.
Yeah, so before splicing, if you had a lightning channel capacity of like 1 million sats, and you wanted to receive, 2 million sats, you had to close that channel
It's right there.
and open a larger channel, or you could keep that channel open and open a second channel, and then do a payment split across both channels. What channel splicing allows you to do is take on-chain funds and resize an existing channel, and so that's what you get. That's the user experience that you get in Phoenix, is where you just have one channel and that's all you really have to concern yourself with. That is a result of channel splicing, and that is what we're seeing now pop up across most wallet implementations. I think Lexe has the same thing. They only have one channel because LDK has splicing in it now, and so these get merged. I believe when 2 implementations have implemented the spec, or maybe it's 3. Oh no, yeah, it's 3 implementations have implemented the spec. So we had Async and Phoenix. They implemented channel splicing. Then we had Core Lightning, then Phoenix, and now we have Lexe, which is using LDK. So we have 3 Lightning implementations using channel splicing. It gets merged into the Bolt repo.
That's awesome.
And so that's
Dude,
how
I
that
didn't know
became
they had
real.
2,000 stars. That's wild, dude. They have 2,000 stars on their Git.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I'm not logged in.
Well, that's the spec repo for Lightning stuff. That's really not a whole lot of stars. I mean, what does OpenClaw have now?
Really?
1.5 million or something?
I don't know. To me, I mean, I see a lot of other repos now that I'm a coder, and
Oh, that's right. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, big time coder.
I'm just coding, bro. I'm just coding,
dude.
bro.
Hey,
I'm gonna move to CMUX here this
don't
weekend.
hate the player, hate the game.
But 2,000, that's a lot.
No, it's not nothing.
So it was funny because so we had on chain code last week at the rodeo, or 2 weeks ago at the rodeo, and they were talking about like the AI slop that people are submitting to the PR stuff. And then Dusty, he did this amazing PR review. Well, I won't let you play it. Oh man, it sucks. Anyway, it's right here at the bottom. Let's play it there. Oh, well.
I'm Dusty, and this is Dusty Codes.
So he's like, he goes into it, and he's reviewing a PR about zero conf splices, and man, it's just hilarious. Because Dusty's a good guy, but he's just like tearing into this dude that's probably using vibe coded stuff a little bit. But I think it's a good watch, and I saw that he dropped another one today. I'm probably gonna watch that too. It's just fun because Dusty's such a funny dude, and then seeing him review code is just hilarious. I think you learn something at the same time. It's like it hits all the right places for people that are like interested in this kind of stuff.
Dusty's a legend.
Yeah, he's a legend. Anyways, did you watch it, Keyan? I posted it in the Slack thing.
I saw it, but I did not watch it. I didn't know what it was about.
Yeah,
He's got an hour review of this, man. He went
Yeah,
in.
I think it went viral, right? Because like a lot of people were sharing it and liking it. Yeah.
I believe so. Does he actually get into the code, or is that?
He does, yeah.
Okay.
But like the way he does it is just hilarious.
Sounds like he's like setting us up
He's
here.
starting
with
yeah,
his hands,
yeah,
like-
exactly.
I feel like
Yeah,
more.
he's
I
doing
feel
the
like
Trump hands
I definitely
right
think
now.
like what Keys was saying earlier. Like I think Keys is right. Like I think there needs to be more devs doing what Dusty's doing right now, and like building up their social thing.
Putting himself out there.
Yeah, because like people want to see your personality, right? Like they want to know that. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, now I trust Dusty to look over my vibe coded
Oh,
code.
there you
Look
go.
at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Right there. That's how you do it. We need more looks maxing. Is that how you use it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Anyways.
No, it's like when you're fine, car. When you go out, way out of your way to look good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
way out of your way.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're like smoking meth to
That
get
only
skinny.
happens for the ladies, not you guys. I'm sorry.
Well, that's like what it's aimed at. Like that dude.
Oh, can you grab
that
another
dude,
one?
I don't know. There's one more left. I was going to grab it.
Oh, go for it then.
Clavicular. That guy. He was.
It was a 12-pack, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, it was a 6-pack.
Pleb devs, man. No mas. It's all good. Cool. Wait, did you have something else to say? I'm sorry. We were trying to figure out the beer situation.
Oh no, it was just about. It was about looks maxing and
Yeah.
that guy was like the reason why Clavicular became such an influencer is he was like an incel. Like if you look at his like before and after photos, he was like a zitty teen, bad skin and kind of like weird.
Oh, so they used to make fun of him or something?
No, they would make fun of him. He just couldn't get laid because he didn't present the right way that would allow him to get laid by the caliber of woman probably that he wanted to, and still be maybe have his personality, which is maybe not great.
Oh, poor guy.
And so he looks maxed, and now he's just he's an influencer king, and we know who he is, and he's got all these look maxing ladies
Yeah.
in his pen.
I saw he was doing like some crazy stream, like I don't know, a month or something like that, where he was like streaming every day. I think he recently got arrested. So I might be breaking news on Stacker.News Live here. But
wow.
I was perusing on my Twitter account today, and I saw a TMZ photo of his mugshot.
Well, hopefully he's okay. I mean, you don't like to see that. I guess that's a good segue to caffeine, cocaine, and painkillers detected in sharks from the Bahamas.
Oh,
So
there we
I
go.
found this little
This
dime.
is a Florida story.
I found
huh?
this dime. This is a first report of CCs detected in shark serum from the Bahamas. Has all the ones I just mentioned in 3 shark species. Sharks with CCs showed altered, how do you say that word? Triglycerides, urea, and lactate levels.
Urea.
I'm sorry. Findings highlight emerging pollution risk in seemingly pristine ecosystems. Keyan, can you explain how this would work? I thought they just ate humans and then they just got humans were smuggling drugs or something. But
No, I didn't read this, so I don't really know how it works, but it sounds like probably just pollution, like drugs are not breaking down before they reach the oceans, more or less.
interesting.
You know, like we have a lot of plastic in oceans,
but
mercury in
cocaine
oceans.
though, like that doesn't make any sense. I feel like that would melt in the ocean
I mean,
I
it
feel
pro-
like they're probably just smuggling, like people are smuggling it.
with the sharks.
Well, no, I mean, they're probably smuggling it like on boats or on a plane, and the plane crashes, and then they have it like wrapped significantly.
Ted, are you on the call right now? Come here, take a look at this. Ted will explain it. Okay, Ted. So there's these sharks, right? And they've detected that they have cocaine, all these other amphetamines, and caffeine.
Okay.
How is this possible?
Tell us,
What?
Ted.
How did the sharks are eating drug addicts? Is that what's happening?
That's what I thought. That's what I
How
thought.
else would they, unless there's massive amounts of cocaine on the bottom of the sea? I don't know.
There's
how else-
probably a lot of cocaine at the bottom of the sea, though. If you think about like these boats like smuggling, and then maybe they get pulled over or something, they just throw the cocaine on off the boat. That's what I would think.
Yeah.
Maybe
that
Trump's
sucks.
bombing so many drug people that all the drug people end up at the bottom.
Yeah,
He
it's
was
a,
bombing those Venezuelan
but it's a whole
boats
study
for-
though. They're trying to figure it out. Like,
So there is something with concentration, right? Is that like certain chemicals do bioconcentrate with bigger. So if the shark eats a fish and the fish eats the plankton and the plankton.
so
has the
they're
stuff-
just the apex predator that's just like eating everything. Then it sounds like,
yeah,
including
exactly.
whatever they have in them. That
Also,
makes
the
more
problem
sense.
is like tuna has mercury, right? So maybe is mercury similar to cocaine? I would think that cocaine would be different, right? It's not a metal.
No, yeah, I don't think it accumulates in the same way. I believe a drug test for something like cocaine and most stimulants only only appears in a piss test a few days later, relative to weed, which is like a month or so because it's fat soluble. But yeah, so I don't know.
Anyways.
I'm surprised. Maybe they did like tissue samples. They probably did. And
I
they
thought this
found
was
some
hilarious
kind of
though when I
cocaine in
saw
there.
it. I mean, how can you not talk about sharks and cocaine, right? Like, look at this. This is like
What
something
was
out
that,
of a
that
movie.
viral movie, like Cocaine Bear? We're gonna have like cocaine sharks.
Oh
soon.
yeah, I remember that. Sharknado. Now we have now with cocaine. Sharknado.
Oh my
It's
God.
even better.
Anyways,
Insane. Keep me out of the ocean.
thanks for
now.
explaining. Oh, the other thing, Ted, you might like, Ted, is the Apollo in real time. So Scoresby posted this. Apparently, you can see all the old recordings from the Apollo mission. So when I click on Apollo 13, you can actually hear the T minus and then the actual.
We're now approaching
See?
the T-minus 1 minute
So
mark.
it's not
T-minus
a-
1 minute.
Like
T-minus
it's
1
going.
minute.
Yeah, can we see the fake
And
footage,
counting.
or
Now in
is
the
it just
final
the
minute of our
fake
countdown.
audio?
At the 30-second mark.
Oh, that's really
Alarm
loud.
number 1.
I can't lower it.
Retract. T-minus 50 seconds as we pass the T-minus 50 seconds.
Yeah, it looks really good, dude. I've watched all these like Apollo missions when it was on HBO.
It's
so
crazy
good.
how good AI's gotten, honestly.
What?
Yeah, it almost looks real.
It is real.
Oh,
You
okay.
guys are Ben warming me. Come on. Next thing you're gonna say flat Earth.
Car believes this.
Buzz Aldrin came to my school.
There's another.
Sequence 8.9 seconds. We're approaching the 2-second mark.
I don't know if he was drunk or that's just how he is. He just was rambling about how we need to get our asses to Mars.
Oh wow.
And he was right. Totally right.
Damn.
56
Was
years
he
ago.
like an undercover Elon Musk plant or what?
I think he's probably pretty down with Musk. The rest of the astronauts, I don't think like Musk as much. At least not back in the day. But Buzz was always more ambitious.
Buzz, huh?
Buzz the man.
Yeah, Buzz Aldrin was the yeah, kind of a jackass, apparently. In the
You
movie,
say-
in the movie, they said he was like. In the first Man movie, they made him
When
seem
you
like he was a
say,
jackass.
I don't know. When you say jackass, I always think of Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, he
That,
was kind of like that. He was
right.
just like.
Well, no, that guy in the crowd who was just like, oh,
Oh
nice
yeah,
shot.
jackass. Yeah, I remember that. The other one I wanted to bring up was actually that's all of them. That's all of them. We're gonna jump into Keyan's picks. The SEER. Keyan, what's this?
Yeah, I just thought this was a fun little. It looked like a vibe coded app. I guess it doesn't have one going on right now, but there was I think this was an old game very early on in Bitcoin. Someone created a website where you would donate into a pool, and a blurred image would slowly reveal itself. And when you donated to the pool, it would reveal a little bit more of the image, and you could make a guess as to what you thought was in the image. And then as the pool got larger and larger, it would get more and more clear and be easier to guess. But, the general idea is you're kind of, it's kind of like betting. You're like betting on your ability to guess the right image. And then you win. If you guess the right image, you win the pool. Which is kind of cool. And so they've had all these rounds recently where it looks like many of them worked their way up to about 5,000 sats. So if you have a very good eye for like images and shapes and stuff, you might be able to have an advantage. That one was 10,000 for that pot.
So it just zooms in and then it zooms out.
Oh, but these are old ones, so you don't get to see what it was like. But it's like a blurred out image where you can barely make out anything at the very beginning when the pod is initially started.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but apparently this is an old game. The first version of this, I think, was like 2013, maybe even earlier. And they were inspired to create a modern version with Lightning, and that's what this is. And I thought that was
These are more like just kind of fun Plinko things. Like
What's Plinko?
It's like Price is Right. It's like these are like fun little like apps
Games?
to play. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The other one that you had was Solid State Coffee, NYC to points from Siggy.
Yeah, it looks like BTC Maps has Solid State Coffee listed as a location that accepts Bitcoin. And they're a New York City coffee shop, I believe, in Upper Manhattan, if that's what you call it.
But don't they all accept Bitcoin now? Because didn't he turn that on and like now everybody's a Bitcoin shop, whether they know it or not? Or no? Or did I read that?
I think
wrong?
they're planning to do that. I think it's what
okay.
they like announced that they'll announce it at some point. So I guess Siggy was nearby and he decided to walk up and visit them and hopefully spend some Bitcoin somewhere, support a Bitcoin business. And he got there and the guy, the employee had no idea what he was talking about. And then they asked the manager and the manager said their Bitcoin machine was broken. And Siggy was bummed out and kind of disappointed.
So their Square terminal was broken?
We don't know that they're using Square. Square is not a ubiquitous payments technology. Actually, Clover has much more market share than them as far as the point of sale goes. And as far as I know, Clover is not supporting
They're not doing Bitcoin
stuff yet.
Interesting.
I like
Brandon,
how
have you
worded
been here?
Said yet.
Well, I mean, if this goes how we think it's going. you
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
Brandon, have you been here in NYC?
No, I
the
haven't
coffee?
been to. I haven't. I mean, last time I was in New York City, it's probably a couple years ago now, maybe 22 or so. So, haven't been in a while. Maybe I need to go up there, go to Pub Key or something, and
How often
go
do
hang
you,
out.
when you're traveling, how often do you spend in Bitcoin if there's like, is that something that you'll do if it's like a place or something?
Yeah, I mean, if there's a place, majority of the time, I don't really find too many places, which I would say is, yeah, like in Medellin, maybe there was like a crypto cafe that accepted Bitcoin, and I recorded actually my most viewed Bitcoin podcast ever with Jeff Booth in the crypto cafe in Medellin, Colombia. I went back this year, it's gone, not there anymore. So,
really? Oh man, that sucks.
maybe it's because it's the crypto cafe, not the Bitcoin cafe. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, when I was in Peru, there wasn't too many places, but like it just really depends. Like when I went to Bitcoin Jungle, it's like a town of like 200 people, but there's like 60 vendors that accept Bitcoin there. So for like the density of the population, that was like way swinging above its weight. So it really just depends on the area.
Yeah.
I travel to. Sometimes I'll go to like Bitcoin areas, I guess, if that you want to call them that. But a lot of times I like the big cities, so a lot of times I'm like in a big city. So if there's something close, I'll do it. But if not, I don't know if I'm gonna make like an hour trek across town to go spend Bitcoin, if that makes sense.
What's in this breakfast place? I'm just curious. Is it taco or? It's toast. That's weird. Anyways.
That's weird. They're not. I mean, they're not. You're not in.
Yeah,
Texas.
I know. It's just
You're not a border
I
state.
passed that. I passed on that. What did Siggy get? Did he tell what he get, or just
I
coffee?
think he just got a coffee.
Oh, okay. Siggy,
Yeah.
get the. I would
Then
probably get the. Let's see here.
You just giving out orders now, or what?
I would probably. Yeah, I would probably just get the scrambled. State sando. What's a sando? Does that mean for a sandwich?
Probably sandwich.
I'd probably get that one. Honestly, what would
On
you
a
get,
potato
Brandon?
bun.
Yeah, what'd you get, Brandon?
Probably the same. I was looking at it earlier, or the breakfast plate.
Yeah, somebody go over
Add
there.
some avocado.
Somebody go over there, Stackers, and try the scrambled state sando for car. I got you. I was happy.
I'm going with the Slavic pancakes.
Where's that
I mean,
at?
no one asked me, but those look pretty good.
Where's that at?
It's
not
you just
here.
now go to left.
All right, shrinky one.
Yeah, shrieky.
Oh, what's
just
this?
sounds weird.
Of course you'd get this. This is the
Farmer's cheese and rice flour, bro. And then whipped labneh. I don't even know what that is.
That's why you would get it, just so you can try it.
No, I want to try something I haven't tried before.
I honestly wouldn't go to this place because they don't have tacos, so I wouldn't go. But if I
It's
had,
New York City, man.
I know that's why I wouldn't go. But if they had tacos, I would go. But if they didn't, then
you'd starve.
No, I would go still, but I'd be very dissatisfied the whole time.
Okay.
Anyways.
Oh, they have carbonara toast? That sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
This is weird. This is a weird segment in the podcast. We should find a picture of a menu each podcast.
Weird New York City.
Oh, look at that latte.
Cafe.
Dude, these are really inexpensive coffees, though. Maybe just go for the coffee, I'm thinking. Maybe that's what Siggy did. He was just like, you know what, I'm just going to go for the coffee because that looks more up my alley.
One espresso, $4.
That's pretty
and
good.
An Americano is the same price.
Yeah.
Oh, Americano's just water.
Yeah,
Eh?
Jack
I
those
guess
prices.
Yeah,
So
they
those
just,
aren't New
they
York
just
prices.
add water to the espresso.
Dude, they should be. Dude, that's like double in Austin.
Usually when
I
I
think they're
go,
loss leaders.
usually when I go places, it's like an espresso is like $2.50,
Yeah.
and then an Americano is like $5.
Look at this coconut cream latte.
Yeah.
Never had
Sounds
that
right.
before. That's weird.
What we should do is we should go every podcast. We should go on BTC Maps and find a menu of a location that takes Bitcoin and review the menu of
Oh,
Bitcoin.
that'd be funny.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it
we
seems
should
like you're
totally
into
do it.
this, so I don't know.
Yeah, I love talking about food and like drinks and stuff. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Gonna make Car hungry before dinner.
No, I'm full, dude. We just ate. I
Yeah.
ate that pasta. I'm full.
You went to this place here?
Yeah, we had the Italian.
What kind of pasta you get there?
I had just a regular fettuccine with nothing.
Brandon, what
I
you
got spaghetti and shrimp, not meatballs. 'Cause
Uh-huh.
It is,
Boom!
It is Lent right now, so I'm not supposed to eat.
Yeah,
meat on Fridays.
no meat. Anyways, that's all of them. Siggy, keep posting those. I love when Siggy does those. It's like one of my favorite things to see is like Siggy travel.
Yeah, no, he writes great posts.
Let us know how the food tastes if you have it.
There were a lot of great posts this week. Also, I think Simple Stacker did a mini economist. I think Dan wrote another long form piece.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff.
So we have Meta SN release editor enhancements. I saw today when I was pasting links with the titles, they automatically just pre-populated.
Yeah.
I can love that. Thanks,
Yeah.
Sooks.
Yeah, Socks made these enhancements specifically to copy paste.
It's awesome.
If you have like a rich text source and you copy and paste it in the Markdown source, it'll convert it into
they
Markdown.
literally made like my setup like
A lot
20
easier.
minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes.
Good. Yeah, and then there's a number of improvements just to that experience in general, like the Markdown rich text abilities. And then Optimism also, I merged finally Optimism's work on the Open Timestamps client replacement, which was great. That was
So that wasn't working after a while, or because that's right here.
It was just unmaintained. It's still working. It was just the underlying library that you use that speaks Open Timestamps protocol stuff. It had gone unmaintained. It had been like 5 years since it had seen a commit.
And so for the stackers listening at home, why is this important, Keyan?
For security reasons, because we're basically importing this dependency into our project, and if it has like deprecated dependencies, even if they're transitive, like it was in this package, it's possible that somehow an attacker gets a hold of one of those transitive dependencies, introduces some kind of malware in it, some kind of like secret stealing malware in it, or anything. I think a product in the Bitcoin space had a dependency that was popping up crypto ads into it. These supply chain attacks, basically, you're trying to prevent them, and so you try to use these things that are well maintained, consumed by a lot of people, so there's a lot of eyes on it. And this Open Timestamp client was not. So what he did was we tried out this thing that we call vibe vendoring, where we take these dependencies that we have and we try to vibe code them like inside of our core code base. And so this was the first experiment, like one of the trickier ones, because it has SEER, like serialization and deserialization binary, and found out it was not as easy as we'd hope. We're not really there yet, where I can just say I can like kind of one shot something with a binary protocol and as a dependency into the code base. But it took less long than maybe it would have otherwise. Anyway, that's kind of a pretty big inside baseball type of change. The big things that most people care about are probably around these editor enhancements. There are GIFs in the comment section. I accidentally grabbed stills, but here we go. Here's some of the improved functionality as GIFs. Just like better editing inside of the rich text editor, and then the second GIF is showing copy paste functionality that you were describing.
Oh, it does the whole thing? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it'll convert back and forth.
Interesting. I didn't
It's
know
really,
it did that.
it was this all like builds upon some of the other work that we described, where we have this ability to convert between markdown and rich text
That's cool.
like pretty reliably. But
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's super cool. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, that's a really good meta this week. I saw the upgrade almost immediately when I was doing the podcast thing set up.
Yeah, it is a big quality of life improvement.
Looks like we got a zine maybe at the bottom. Zine, there it goes right there, just in time. 1 year of Stacker.News zine. This is from Club Poet, the fun page of Bitcoin. There you go. Keyan, what can you tell us about this?
I haven't seen the zine yet, but I guess this is our 52nd issue. We might have skipped an issue or two in there to get to this number, I think, but not without reason. I think Club Poet took a break or something. But this is it. This is our 52nd issue, and I don't know exactly what's in it or what the
Feels
theme
like
is.
a 9 Inch Nails album. I'm digging it. Cool stuff. I built a website showing how Bitcoin makes the world better. Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
Bitcoin.rocks has been out there for a while, but it looks like they maybe vibed some significant enhancements to it.
Little
That's cool.
vibe code.
Little vibe
Did you know
enhancement.
Stacker.News had its own zine? Right?
Now I do.
Wow.
There we go.
Yeah. Pleb Poet does these once a week, so we've been doing it roughly a year.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's basically like the podcast in print form. And then we ship them off
It's
for...
better than the podcast, I think.
It's fair. For 3,000 sats, we try to mail it anywhere in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's Start Wars? That's funny. It's the meme of the, oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's cool stuff. Love to see it. Check out the Stacker.News zine. Get your copy. Purchase, print, web. Making it happen.
And there'll be a short break. I think we're going to take, that's up to Pleb Poet, but she said she needs an art vacation
Oh, okay.
to rebuild her, artistic energies. You know
we're
about
gonna-
that, right, Car?
Yeah, that's why I do coding now. It's my break.
So that's
I
why
just
it's
go
a vibe
code.
coder.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you're an artistic engineer, bro.
Dude, no, I'm telling you though, like I use different brains now, because I'll jump on a call and it's like business call.
So you don't
And
just
then-
have
and
one
then-
anymore?
And then I don't have one, and then I jump into the like all the community stuff that we do for
That's
Plug
another
Lab.
brain.
That's another brain.
many
And
brains
then
we got?
and then I got to do the media stuff like this, like the media stuff, and then that's a different brain. And then I get into like the sales stuff, and that's a different brain.
So
And
it's
then I
like-
get into the creative stuff, and that's just like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then I get into the coding thing, and that's a totally different game. But I just like crank up the music. I was listening to Prodigy the other day and just coding, dude. It was awesome.
That's the best. Yeah.
It was awesome.
So you just got like a bunch of marbles in there. Like in
Pretty much, yeah. I just try to do everything on the right side of my brain versus the left, because the left feels too logical sometimes.
Can you feel it when your brain is working on one side? You think?
Yeah, right now it's all right, baby. I love it.
Damn.
What is?
I
the
never
difference
use my
again?
left unless I absolutely have to. It's like
I think right is a creative side, right?
right is the creative side, the left side is like all the logical, and then your frontal
Are you
lobe
left-handed?
is, what do you call it? That both ways.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're
Right,
like
I use my right. Anyways,
Yeah.
we're gonna jump into the comments. Or actually, let's jump into the top Cowboys, baby. Every week we do this stupid segment. It's called the Top Cowboys.
I
Woo, doggy!
greenlit.
So, Brandon, you don't know this because you never come on the show, but this is the most popular. Did you know, Brandon, this is more popular than green candles ever been? This segment. So everybody stops everything in Bitcoin, and they're like, oh, is Car Coop doing the Top Cowboys? And then they rush over. They're like, let's watch a stream. And then they watch it.
It's because of the hat.
I think it's because of the dumb.
He loves the hat. The people love the hat.
He loves the hat. Look how tall that is. Oh my God. Anyways, this is the most popular segment of Bitcoin. The Top Cowboys. Keyan, take it away.
Oh, well, we don't really say anything. That's kind of this is a fairly static segment. You look from one week to the next and it doesn't change. That's what's so exciting about it. And this week it looks like, yep, nothing has changed again, folks.
It's like watching, I love this segment because it's like watching paint dry.
Well, it's like
so
worse.
good.
It's washing dried paint.
This is like the most tiz segment we have. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
You gotta explain the segment here for me. Explain the paint.
You still don't know what we're
explain
Tell
the
me
dry.
how the paint dries.
Okay, so the
car
paint,
usually does that, but
so what's going on here is like every week there's stackers that are wearing cowboy hats. So they wear this hat that Keyan made up. Was it 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
yeah, it's roughly 3 years, I think.
It's after. I dropped my other thing. It's after Jimmy Song because Jimmy Song has his cowboy hat like that.
It's not after Jimmy's song.
Oh, I thought it was. And then anyway, so every week we look at
It's a streak. It's like a streak thing. So
okay.
you have to do something. You have to like make.
Keyan won't tell the stackers how to do it.
Yeah, it's like a bit of an
It's a
Easter egg.
secret.
It's a bit of an Easter
So
egg.
that's what I'm saying. It's so tiz. I love it.
So nobody knows.
So no one knows.
People
how the
do know because our
segment-
code is open source and
Car
people have
still
read
doesn't know
it.
he's been covering this segment.
I mean, people have literally told you on the podcast.
They
yeah.
never told me. I've literally asked everybody. They're
Just
like, I've never
vibe
told you.
code, something to tell you what the code is.
You could probably ask, your bot to tell you.
But anyway, so yeah, this is what this segment's about.
So this is a list of people who have like kept it the longest,
great.
who have maintained the
I
streak the
love it.
longest.
So there was a while where like BTC Sessions was doing the same show at the same time, and he would start roughly around the Cowboy segment. And then so there's been this rivalry with like Stacker.News Live
he's
and
like
BTC Sessions.
Yeah, he has like trolls and my bots and my DMs trying to attack me, sending me death threats about the segment. I've been swatted at least 2 or 3 times.
We're kidding, Ben. We're
Ben,
kidding, Ben.
and it was by Ben Swanson was the account that swatted me.
Is that his last name? Doxed.
I don't know if that's his last name, but it sounds eerily
doxed.
familiar, doesn't it?
Doxed, triple doxed. Anyway, just like all the Schmitty came in, he's here at the bottom. We got McEyes on here. Peter Todd came in through this week. Cypher, LMAC. I always like going to the bottom to see who's the bottom. And the bottom one is 0213 0F36, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, good. Good. Nothing's changed. Stackers.
Everything was the same.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Paint's still dry, folks.
That's the Cowboy segment.
Keyan just likes to put the hat on.
Yeah, that's.
really-
I wanted to wear it for the full podcast, but Carl was like, "No, I'm the jester.
Whoa,
Dang.
whoa.
I'm the fun in this
Whoa.
podcast, so you don't get to be the fun."
Hey, we're both fun.
Wow.
So we're gonna jump into the comments. These are some spicy comments.
Boundaries.
Let's start at the bottom. Vake, stay in your main. You said that about Wimble's thing. The Afro guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Main. Does he mean the hair? Or Maine?
No,
You don't talk about Maine? Does he mean
Gotta
that?
be the hair.
isn't it Afro? It's Afro Man.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
is he
rapper
sure
name.
he's not trying to do like Maine? Come on, Maine.
I think that's like a racist interpretation of what he
So
said.
that's what I
just,
saw.
just to be honest, you're.
He said stay in
Yeah,
your
but I mean, I know it's subconscious, but
Dude,
it's
come
still.
on. I don't have a racist bone in my body. But I felt
Still
like that's what he
offensive
was
to
trying to
someone.
do here. I felt like Vake.
Wow, they're gonna clip that. Now
Dude.
Stacker.News, the most racist
Hey.
podcast in Bitcoin. Oh man.
It's the only way they can compete with
Vake,
us. is
Vake,
by
can you
taking
just
those
clarify if you're trying to say stay in your main about Afro Man, or are you trying to say stay in your main about Afro Man? With Vake, you never know.
We need some clarification.
We could have been drunk when he wrote this, Keyan.
I think you're the only one drunk involved in this comment right now.
UpDevs keeps serving me beer every week. We're gonna keep having these podcasts. Yeah. So let's go into here. The Pokemon Go one last week. We talked about that. So I played Pokemon Go, and actually, this news isn't any surprising to me. So they're saying that they're cool with them taking their.
Taking the data.
Yeah. We got Throbby. Said interesting. Would love to reconsider energy consumption mid 26. That was for the half-life of empires.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, I think that was like 2 years ago we covered that one.
Dude, we should do that. Somebody should.
Yeah, we should follow up with that guy.
The last one was, I think he's dead wrong on Microsoft. Microsoft's focus is 100% on surveillance, a small percentage on everything else. Surveillance job one with Microsoft. This is the graphene one.
I don't know what we said about.
Let's go into the Peter
video's
Thiel
so
stuff because this
old.
is like the biggest one. So we covered the Peter Thiel Antichrist. Have you heard about this, Brandon?
No.
So Peter Thiel's like talking about the Antichrist, but he's doing this in like San Francisco. He just went to Rome last or a month ago, and he had another one of these like seminars where he's just talking about the Antichrist, and it's kind of weird. Game dev nerd said there is no the Antichrist, and that's a bit of extra biblical lore and fan fiction. The coined Greek term meant those against Christ, generally referred to false teachers and prophets who distorted or undermined the teachings of Jesus. Like many parts of the Bible and Christian theology, it got spun into a piece of elaborate fan fiction lore with hyper-specific story about things the Bible does not actually describe or mention. If you ask a modern Christian to describe the Antichrist, what they would give you is a mishmash of books like Dante's Divine Comedy and Milton's Paradise Lost and Hollywood films like Rosemary Baby and all that stuff. And then the Greek Catholic came underneath. He says, knowing the lexical range doesn't erase the fact that Scripture also speaks of the man of lawlessness, the son of perdition, and the final eschatological opponent. John uses Antichrist broadly, but Paul and Revelation clearly personify the final figure. You can't flatten all biblical categories into one Greek gloss. Another person said Peter Thiel is afraid that himself is becoming that, obviously. And then the last one is like PT and the 1% are really scared of consequences finally catching up to all the criminals. I go to you, Brandon Keys. What do you think about
Those Greeks, man.
No, but what do you think about this whole this whole kind of like thing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the first time I'm hearing about it. So just initial knee-jerk reaction is, yeah, I mean, Peter Thiel going and preaching these things is kind of like an interesting character. But the second coming, Antichrist is coming, I don't know, man. I feel like that's, maybe he's just going for attention at this point. I don't know. I think, I think these comments make a lot of sense. It's just kind of like fan fiction or maybe like fear-mongering in a sense.
Yeah. Keyan, do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, not any more thoughts than I shared initially, but Peter Thiel is really into Rene Girard and is a Christian and does, I think, see, I don't know, he's interested in exploring the topic of the Antichrist just so to get the conversation going about what, potentially could be materialization or the Antichrist actually happening. Is there a way that warning people can prevent it from I think that's like his interest is like, and then also maybe I don't know what he believes exactly. I haven't watched these lectures. I think they were behind closed doors for the most part, but it's possible that he even if we don't have the actual Antichrist, there are likely evil forces cast within the symbology or metaphor of the Antichrist might help people in the world spot them and prevent them as they come, and that might be his interest. Like he doesn't see there being much harm in talking about the Antichrist in that way. But that's about as much as I have to say.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with what I said last week on the whole thing. It was like it's just weird to be talking about this. It's just also like you're supposed to become holy within it. It's not like it's not seen, at least from Catholicism, it's not seen that way. But maybe in his denomination it is. It's just kind of strange, in my opinion. But I think, yeah, maybe he's like really concerned, but somebody should like go check on him or something. I don't know.
I think he probably has enough staff to make sure he's fine, really.
Or he should come on the pod and talk about it with us, because we're like the only people that will actually talk about it in the tech space. I don't see anybody else talking about it in the
Maybe
tech
David
space.
Bailey could connect you with him.
David Bailey knows him?
I would guess so.
Bailey, hook it up.
I mean, he's closer. He's like,
Well, he'll answer your
Closer
messages.
than we
Bailey
are.
doesn't answer my messages.
I don't know, after that podcast, I walk him in this room with you.
He's still watching right now. He's still watching right
I
now.
don't think he's watching. He's too busy with the conference and stuff.
Anyways, well, he does the Naka thing. He's just dumping on the plebs.
No, but Naka owns the and I bet he's like still all up in that, right?
You think so?
Because he was the guy before.
Oh.
So I assume that the CEO is leaning on him a lot. I bet he's like co-CEO.
That's weird how we were talking about Peter Thiel and the Antichrist, and you went automatically David Bailey. That's weird.
Well, I didn't do it, did I?
You did do it.
I mean, I'm not responsible exactly for how my brain works, right? I got a lot of brains too, Car.
I'm not responsible with how my brain works. It's crazy.
Not entirely,
crazy.
right?
Am I the one that's drinking?
Like there's
or
some
you
initial
drinking? What's going on?
there's some initial conditions here that I don't have the levers to. So
Anyways, keep commenting. We'll keep talking about it. We got found comments too. Undisplayed says, "Are you alluding to Cowboy Credits, Car, our favorite token?" I don't remember saying anything about the Cowboy Credits last week.
no, I think he's just making a little fun joke.
Oh, okay. Oh, because we were talking about the SEC. Did you hear about the news last week, Brandon, about the SEC clarifying the what was it, the token? I lost my memory right now. I'm trying to go to my logical brain. It's not.
It was
working.
saying that the ICOs and stuff aren't securities, and then Solana and Ethereum and
Yeah, I wasn't
stable
alluding
coins
to.
are also not
Was alluding to
securities.
the Cowboy Credits.
Gotcha.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
in-game tokens.
I mean, I think they were referring to the Cowboy Credits here from Stacker.News, man. That's
Yeah.
how you get, to the top.
Yeah. Econ takes 2 to 3 top stories. That was one that Undisciplined said, and then Great Movie Zapped. What were the top stories? Oh, I guess that one and some of the other ones were.
Yeah, I think it might have been a Den Post.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
one of his economists.
Cool. That's all the stories this week. Let's see if we got any comments at the bottom. No. Good thing. Cool. Keyan, what are you doing this weekend?
What am I doing? It's a great question that I don't have an answer for. That's not really any good. Yeah, I don't think I'm not doing anything. So I'm excited about that, and that should be great. How about you? What are you up to?
Brandon Keys, what are you up to?
What am I up to? Oh, my goodness. Who knows, man? Crazy stuff. Probably, flipping a car over, lighting it on fire,
Just alone? You
Yeah,
do that
just an
alone?
average weekend, No, honestly, probably just, maybe I'll go hang out with some friends tonight, and then the rest of the weekend just working, man.
Love to
On
see
the
it.
head down grinding, boys.
Love to hear it.
Record some videos.
Woo,
Get some
doggy.
plans
Oh, yeah, we
going.
should shout out Green Candle. Because thank you for coming on the show. Let me see if we can go to.
You don't need to shout me out.
No, the
guys.
Stackers don't even probably know. I wonder, do you think the Stackers know who he is? or no?
I bet some of them do.
They do?
Yeah,
Green Candle.
I would bet
You
Boog
could just search Green Candle.
is a fan.
Does it come up first? Oh, there it goes. Oh, Boog listens. Okay. But yeah, this is Green Candle.
Dude, look
Brandon,
at
what do you
those
want to tell us about
subscriber
what's going
numbers.
on in your
Pushing
channel?
Numbers.
Yeah.
Look at those
I'm,
numbers.
Yeah,
Woo.
man.
numbers.
I'm getting a little away from the podcast. I'm doing more videos myself. Just me talking to the camera. So I hope you guys like it. Yeah, I'd love to hear some feedback on it. Trying to get more into that. So
Yeah, I've been reading
topics.
your Substack. It's really good. I always
Yeah,
post it
thank
on the Slack.
Yeah, so I always, I also, my Substack. I'm a lot of these live streams that I do. I also write a Substack article. So if you like it more in the written form, I kind of hit it from all angles. One I did 2 days ago was about the Walmart is now bringing in some digital, some new signs into their online store.
Yeah, I saw that.
The digital shelf stuff.
Yeah.
Bringing more dynamic pricing
Look
into
at
the
your
initial
comment
stuff.
stream.
So.
Look at that, dude. They're all actively engaged.
Yeah,
That's
we get some
awesome.
people in there every now and then. So
Wow, that's crazy. What's that like? I think we have like 3
I'm
people.
not a star yet. Not a star
That's
by any
cool.
means.
Keyan, when are we gonna get comments like that? Just in the
I'm the Tiz component of this.
I don't know.
You're supposed to
This looks cool,
do the
Brandon.
rizzing, man.
Thanks, man.
This is
Appreciate
good.
that.
Check out Green Candle. All the links are right here. Follow him on Twitter if you're on Twitter. On Spotify too as well.
TikTok? Do you get? How do you do on TikTok?
I don't post any clips on TikTok yet. I did it for a little bit. Actually, maybe breaking news here on Stacker.News, but I
Whoa.
have my one of my guys is working on creating basically like an Opus clip, vibe coding it. So he's
look
gonna
at you.
make his own kind of thing and put in some B-roll and do all that, and he's gonna start making clips for me. So
Hell yeah.
So maybe the TikTok will start to get active again. So watch out. Might be a TikTok star here.
It's gonna
Look
blow
out.
up.
Yeah.
Just one video.
Stackers, we will see you next time. Keyan.